Good evening and welcome back to Let's Play Technobabylon. When we left off last time, we took over Lau's perspective, which is awesome. We are investigating the murder of Baxter, Regis's nemesis, and it's looking an awful lot like it might have been Regis, but I don't think so. We're going to get to the bottom of things. Now first, we do need to look for a message that Regis cleverly hid within the DNA of these various plants here, but I've been advised that we have another location option right now that we can go to. And I've been told that, yeah, here we go, to the Fulcrum Tower. And I've been told that if we don't go there now, if I were to finish the whole puzzle there at the genetics lab, then we might miss out on the opportunity to go here at all. And I do want to go ahead and talk to these two some more. So,
Dr. Lau, so good to see you again, my dear.
Good to see you again too, Doctor.
Not something I can do.
Well, just look at it. What is it? A classically styled painting, Pygmalion by Simon Denver. Alright, what else we got? An impressive view.
What a view. You could probably see all the way to Mombasa on a clear day. I'm glad I had my fear of heights turned off.
You can just turn it off. That would be handy, if you can just shut down various phobias whenever you want to. Oh, Galatea. Dr. Vargas' young assistant watches you keenly, as though she thought you might break something if unsupervised. Yeah, she's a prickly one.
You should have made an appointment.
Nope. I just get to stop by.
I never thought the controller of centralized government would look so human. Dr. Vargas, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may.
Certainly, my dear. Anything I can do to help.
Well then. Oh, let's just go right down the list.
What would you describe your role here as, Dr. Vargas?
This is publicly available information, Dr. Lau.
Back off,
Now,
Galatea.
Galatea, it is a reasonable question.
And I'm not talking to
For
you
the
anyhow.
past 18 years, I've held the role of controller of centralized government. I ensure that Central, our city governance, CI, is functioning within parameters.
What would you say your political function within the city is?
None at all. The elected council formulates city policy. It is merely Central's role to execute this and ensure the day-to-day well-being of the city.
And it is Dr. Vargas's role to maintain Central's operations. Surely you're already aware of this, Dr. Lau.
Just
Galatea.
wanted to get it from the source.
Sometimes our desire to remain outside the political spectrum has led to rumors. We are not, however, the secret puppet masters behind the government of Newton.
I shouldn't count you as my boss, then.
Dr. Lau.
Heavens no, my dear. If anything, we are equals on an administrative footing. Central acts as director for both of our operations, though.
Interesting. Now that's interesting that he says he's nothing to do with politics. He steps right outside of that. But our gal back at the last place we were at, what was it, Dr. Godwin, was saying that he's all into politics. So, Alright, so what do you know about Charlie?
How long have you known Dr. Regis?
Since 2067, he joined a research project of mine. He was a good man then, very principled.
But not now?
Now?
I've no doubt goodness remains. Though since joining CEL, I feel that he expresses this solely through his work.
Do you know about his garden on Tier 42 of this building?
Ah yes, I've been there myself a couple of times. Though I hope we can keep that between us, Dr. Lau.
What did you think of it?
It is certainly an interesting way of coping with grief. Though that it has lasted so long is perhaps cause for concern.
Why? It's a tree. It's meant to live a long time, right? Or what? You mean that he continues a monument to her? Like, well, I mean, once he's created the tree, go to the trouble of making it. What? You wouldn't just decide, all right, I'm ready to move on and just let it die or something? Like, plus, this is, I don't know. It's kind of creeping me out a bit that he's been to the garden. Like, is it a public garden? I got the impression that it was not. So, what's he doing? Just poking into Regis's life and checking it out, uninvited. So,
What can you tell me about this incident?
Currently not a great deal, hence why you have been tasked with this investigation. Dr. Baxter has been found murdered in his workplace, and Dr. Regis was caught entering and leaving the facility by their security infrastructure.
How about a background to the case? A history?
Baxter has been responsible for the murder of Vickerman Regis.
Charles Regis's wife.
I
He
know
was
that.
caught and convicted, and until recently had been serving a sentence for the crime.
I'm aware of this so far, yes.
He had recently been paroled with the Vickerman Corporation as his sponsor. I can only imagine Regis's feelings on the matter.
Violent, no doubt.
But I
Galatea?
knew Charlie Regis, and I know what kind of man he was. Justice is his motivator, but with his background out in the hot zones.
You worry that this might have been his idea of justice?
Precisely. That, my dear, is why I need you to investigate this case before Central jumps to any conclusions to the matter.
Alright, fair point. And I can understand the doubt they have. Regis would have motive, and he could possibly interpret this as justice, but I don't think he did. I think there's definitely more to it. Tell me about Viksha.
You mentioned Regis's wife, Viksha.
Ah, yes, Vicky. She was a student of mine in the 50s in Buenos Aires. She spent several years working for the UN in hot zones around the world. When she had finished, she was the natural choice for the project I was just commencing.
He never really spoke about her.
They were very much in love. It pains me greatly to see a man so afflicted by a loss.
She was a engineer as well?
Yes and no. She specialized in organic computing, a field perhaps more closely aligned to your own.
Now, I have to say, his phrasing there is odd to me. It bothers him to see a man so afflicted by grief. It's not that it bothers him that a tragedy befell a man, or that a man had to deal with such a terrible thing happening. It bothers him to see a man so afflicted by grief. It sounds like he's unhappy or maybe disappointed in the way that Regis has been grief-stricken by this and thinks he should just get over it or something. Which is pretty crappy of you, Dr. Vargas.
Though Regis has an obvious motive, can you think of anyone else who might have a reason to do this?
I shall be honest. Dr. Baxter was not an easy man to work with.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of people don't like him.
Many disliked him in his time, though none I knew could call him his enemy.
All right.
You mentioned a project that Viksha was recruited for.
I'm afraid that's classified.
Galatea.
Galatea, how can we help if we block every question? It was a project that utilized the expertise of both Viksha and Charles. Essentially, we were studying organic interfacing in large-scale computing.
Large scale, as in city coordination intelligences, like Central?
On this matter, I can answer no further.
Feeling pretty sure it's Central, though, based off the information we got over from Vickerman. So, yeah, I think so. And I will say, even though I yell at her a lot, I kind of like this, the presence of Galatea here. She just makes it a little more interesting, and also it's spiteful of me, but I enjoy that every time she steps up and is snippy, Vargas overrides her. Oh, Galatea, it's okay. Yeah, settle down, Galatea.
What was your opinion of Dr. Baxter?
As a scientist 20 years ago, he was peerless in his field.
But as a human being?
He did not take refusal well. This apparently is what led to his breakdown.
Now, what
And the
happened?
murder that followed that.
What are the details of the
Precisely.
murder?
I have not spoken to him personally since the trial, however. I'm afraid I couldn't enlighten you about his recent state of mind.
Why did he kill Viksha, though? That's what I really want to know. And I don't have the option to ask him that. All right.
Dr. Vargas, I really need to ask. In my office, why did you cut Central's feet?
Does Central have feet
That's
here, too?
classified, Dr. Lau.
I am not
afraid
asking you,
I cannot
Galatea.
give you a complete answer on that subject. But a number of factors regarding yesterday's network attack have raised concerns. Not least the timing. It may be that Central's administration has been compromised.
You believe it's linked to Baxter's murder?
What makes you say that?
You cut the
Ooh,
camera
she
when
doesn't
talking
like
to me
that.
about it. You were concerned that whoever may have compromised Central would find out what we were discussing.
Ha! Well, I have no fear of the quality of Cell's investigative staff now.
I learned from the best.
See, that I quite like. Galatea all freaked out. Uh-oh, she put it together. Whereas him, he's just, oh, well. And there could be something nefarious there, but he's pulling it off way better than Galatea is, if that's the case. Even when he gave me the denial, oh, I can't talk about that. The way he does it, so much, he's a much better PR person than you, Galatea. She's all brusque and short and sharp, and she makes that face. He's pleasant about things.
It's a fantastic view from up here.
Isn't it? That's why I choose to work from up here.
The only part higher in Fulcrum Tower is Central's operating center.
You could probably see all the way to Mombasa on a clear day.
Well, we've said that twice now. Give us an answer. Can you? Alright, so tell me about Galatea.
I'm certainly aware of your role in the city, Dr. Vargas. But who is your lovely assistant?
Of course, you haven't been properly introduced. This is my daughter, Galatea. She fills the role of my administrative support.
I'm being groomed for succession, apparently.
Oh, don't put it like that. You make it sound so dynastic. That certainly is not what we wish to represent.
Not what we wish to represent, although it may indeed be the case.
What was your field before going into politics?
I was a computer scientist and a lecturer at Buenos Aires. In the 60s, the government of Newton was looking for research administrators. It eventually transpired that this role in itself was a kind of test.
The city council was looking for suitable individuals to manage Newton's new CI.
Central?
Yes and no. It was what eventually became Central.
So, yeah, what do you think about the mind-jacking cases? Maybe he could shed some interesting light on that.
Dr. Vargas, have you heard of mind-jacking?
Excuse me?
I'm afraid I have not, Dr. Lau.
Really?
What is it?
It's the case Regis and I were working on lately. A number of individuals had their brains flash-wiped by a destructive copying technique.
That sounds most appalling, Dr. Lau.
Indeed.
Does it pertain to this case?
Maybe.
Not that I'm aware of, sir. It might give someone a reason to frame Regis, though. Especially if they thought that we were getting too close.
So, perhaps Regis is a victim of attempted character assassination. To use Baxter as a means of doing so would be drastic.
Yes, but also it would be very effective. That was very clever, Lau. I actually did not think of that, and I should have, because now that she said it, it seems very obvious. Like, yeah, that would... Because he's the obvious person to be upset about Baxter and kill him. And putting all the heat on Regis here takes all the pressure off the mind-jacking case. Yeah.
Why don't you believe that Dr. Regis is responsible for Baxter's death?
I cannot say for certain that he is not Dr. Lau.
Yeah,
I simply
but
hold
it's...
on to the hope that he is not.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Plus, I don't know, the feeling I get from him, I don't think that's the kind of guy he is. So, tell me about Regis and Central.
While I was speaking to Dr. Chigwa, she told me about
Dr.
Central.
Chigwa.
Apparently, both Charlie and Victor Regis were involved in its creation.
Why did I think she was
Lau,
Godwa?
that's
Anyhow.
classified.
I believe we can trust her, Galatea.
So deal with that.
I brought Viksha onto the project at its inception. She recommended Charlie. They were not married at this stage.
This is unbelievable. He doesn't exactly have a high regard for Central.
I suppose I can sympathize. It is an unhappy association for him. Yet he will not allow himself the glorious reputation and history he deserves as one of those who created Central, an AI like none before.
Do we confide in this guy? We'll risk it.
My investigation has brought up an interesting find. It appears that while he was at the lab, Regis took the time to alter some of the specimens there.
Really? That is most peculiar.
Oh, wait till you hear what he
Even more
did.
so, he appears to have hidden a quaternary data string in the genomes of these subjects.
What does the data contain?
An audio-visual message, but it's still fragmented. I believe that Regis was trying to leave a message directed at myself, regarding what happened.
This is a remarkable find, Dr. Lau. Please, continue your work. This may clear up what really happened in that laboratory.
Thank you, Dr. Vargas. You've been most helpful.
Anything I
Galatea,
can
not
do.
so much.
You should have made an appointment.
Look at that snarky
should've made
face,
an
those
appointment.
eyebrows. She's so mad.
Dr. Vargas, I'd like to ask...
I don't think we have
Certainly,
any
my
more
dear.
questions.
Anything I can do to help.
Thank you, Dr.
Yep,
Anything...
we're done. Okay, but still, we got some very interesting information out of him. Toot. This sampler has not been calibrated for animal DNA recovery. If you believe this being correct, please say. I did not think I would be able to use that on her. I was just doing it for fun. Oh, yeah, what's your thoughts on this, Doc?
What do you think of this?
Poor Charlie. They were very much in love.
Galatea?
Sorry.
Okay, I think we might be done here. Interesting stuff, though. Alright, let's get back to figuring out what this message is. So, to the crime scene. Alright.
Better not. It might tell the lab director.
Just mess with it a little bit. A drone lays a finely controlled mist over the delicate specimens. Alright. Oh, she did say something about one with yellow leaves, right? One of the plant specimens the lab's working on. Yellow flowers, long fruit, big leaves. This is definitely one of them. So, get it? No, not the drone. Get the... Oh, this is what... Because I need to put it in the crosshair, and instead I'm looking at this sampler like I want to jam it into something, but no.
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
Pretty sure that's definitely one we're going to need. Alright, so, what else have we got? Blue plants. Production. Can we go in there? We sure can't. Oh! Who's this fella? Oh, that's right. She's
Hi there.
here.
And so the evil regularly laughed at deadly hair.
What?
My name's Dr. Max Lau. I'm a cell case specialist.
When do you offer a mechanical holiday?
You're not making any sense.
Wondrous all lies ahead. What with the future yet to come?
Are you alright?
Camouflage paint likes to take a walk in the park.
Okay, so...
Can I get your name?
Those fishermen taught them English.
Okay.
What do you do
What's
here?
your role at this facility?
The robot dramatically cleaned the screaming pile of biscuits.
Uh-huh. What's your role at this
Same thing or something else?
Nihilism asked you a question.
Uh-huh. What happened here?
Those fishermen taught them English.
I see.
You told me that before.
What happened here?
Only one parrot quietly spat on the electric chair.
I see. What happened here?
The robot dramatically...
I see.
I just want to see
My
the
name's
types of
Dr.
things he has to
Max
say.
When will Plumber show them a photograph?
Alright.
Give up.
Tomorrow, says it.
Well, thanks for that, buddy. Okay, blue vines, red plants. What do we got here?
I can't figure out what any of these tools are for. I didn't realize that gengineering was done with so much tape and wrenches.
What's on the line?
I never thought gengineering would be so industrial. It's like a factory line.
Yeah, it is kind of
When will
surprising.
Plumber show them a photograph?
All right, I won't touch them.
Ooh,
They look important.
mess with them.
Only one parrot quietly spat on the electric chair.
Alright.
All right, I won't touch them.
Okay, so here we've got the seed bank. Yellow. We got all kinds of flowers here. Well, the only real clue she gave us was that she... Yikes.
Warning. Security clearance not valid for access to Growth Lab.
Oh.
Vickerman Pharmaceuticals thanks you for your cooperation.
Wetware that thing. Yes.
Warning. Security clearance not...
Come on.
New security profile created. Access granted. Welcome, Dr. Lau.
She's good. She doesn't even have to transfer anything. She's just in. Bam. What's this on the ground? Alright.
Better to have it and not need it, I guess.
What's it got in there?
This could be useful. Looks like a lot of cartridges for the injector.
Oh my goodness, there's like a million things. Okay. Well, maybe we will need some quadrilytic formulone.
They're pretty serious about preventing contamination.
more pipes?
Oops.
Oops. I probably shouldn't have done that, but... Okay. Doxay, Pennons, and Doxay... Wait, I need both of these, right? Because I need 2 A's. Yeah. So.
They're keeping things in here because they're dangerous or unusual. Probably not what I want to be carrying around.
No, we need them. They're A's. We need them. So. Just zip it in there. Come on, blue flowers. Blue plants, yeah.
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
Alright, and now this in.
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
Alright. Now, what else have we got in here? What's this one?
There's nothing in here.
Oh, well. We can't access this one? Okay. This one?
Keeping things in here. Probably not.
Alright, what is it though? Just read what it says. Here, what's the name of it? Kadeshi Adaxoka. Oh, it's another A! Crap. Well. We'll stick with what we've got, see how it works, and I guess, you can always gas and check if it comes down to it. Alright, so let's head out of here. There's another door that we could look at, I think. Alright, so this is where we came in. What have we got in the dome? Oh! Oh, okay. Alright. No, that's not to... Okay, I need
I'm going to need to find where he's hidden the rest of the message.
Yeah. So, what? Do I put it in here? Yeah. Okay.
There's some more. Looks like Regis
bummer.
didn't hide it.
Nope.
Looks like Regis didn't hide.
Okay, so we need an O still, and we need an A and an X. Okay. So, let's go again. Also, Dr.
Excuse me,
Chigwa.
Dr. Chigwa?
Make it quick, I'm busy.
I just wanted to know if you have anything to say. Yeah, what's going on with Niester? She didn't know any other samples.
I tried talking to your intern. It wasn't helpful.
Oh, never mind that. He's got aphasia.
Isn't that treatable?
Oh, yes. He just gave it to himself.
He has it because he wanted it.
Kids are into these days.
Crippling neurological disorders?
Yes and no. Maladism, they call it. They give themselves old diseases. It only lasts about a week each time.
And you let him do that?
It's his choice, I
He's
guess.
not public-facing, and as long as it doesn't get in the way of his work. I figure we all did things the old folks thought were stupid back when we were kids.
Yeah, but that's incredibly stupid what he's doing here, or I guess that's just me being a judgy old lady. It seems really dumb. Okay.
I need to ask Niester about the tampered specimens. How do I cure his aphasia?
Well, you wouldn't really cure it. He doesn't actually have the disease. It's essentially wetware designed to occupy the Wernicke and Broca regions of the brain. This then produces the symptoms of the disease. That's what they're going for.
I can't wait a week for the wetware to break down.
Find a way to break it down early then. If we've got an emergency contamination, we use hydroxypyruvate isomerase. It's an enzyme that instructs the fabricators in wetware to disassemble themselves.
Okay, I can...
Is that all?
Yep, I can handle this.
Then if you'll excuse...
Yep. Okay, so... in the first aid kit, hydroxybenzone something. I'll know it when I see it, I think.
Looks like a lot of carbon.
Uh-huh. Hydroxy... that's the one. Let's go get him. Alright, you. Injected.
Insignificance could please even the most demanding follower of Freud.
Really? How interesting.
Beached questions, you injector.
Say that again?
Overpass, did you stick me with an injector?
Yes.
Now I'll have to get my aphasia rejabbed. Not cool, man.
Dude, she just runs up there and jams him in the... That's what you get. Okay, talk to me now.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, let's try this again, buddy.
I'm CS Dr. Lau. I've been tasked with this investigation.
Martin Niester. I've been tasked with the factory lab.
You work with Dr. Chikwa?
I work for Chikwa. I'm just the intern. Means I get stuck with all the lousy jobs she won't do.
I understand. I was an intern once.
So, what's CS? Detective?
Case specialist. So, yes, I guess you could say that.
Cool.
Ooh, I got some points there. So,
Why did you go and give yourself aphasia?
Not just that. There are loads of syndromes. It's maladies of man.
Aren't diseases like that dangerous, though?
It's not permanent, man. We ain't stupid. What we're not
The eye
about
roll there.
to create the symptoms of things we want, which you went and broke. Gee, thanks.
Sorry about that. In any case, they're temporary then.
Exactly.
why do you want them, though? Yeah, I guess what is the appeal? It seems awfully disrespectful to people who actually have the well, but I guess if people have the diseases and couldn't get them treated, then it seems like awfully disrespectful to just kind of take their disease and make a fad out of it. But when we were talking to the doctor and she said aphasia, and we asked, isn't that treatable? So maybe it's just treatable diseases he's giving himself? Still, I don't know.
I still don't get it. What's the hook for maladism?
Man, you old folk never get things like MD.
What do you mean old?
Most of these syndromes are diseases that are completely curable. They just don't happen anymore. Society says no to them.
So it's countercultural? An act of rebellion?
Exactly. Diseases like that make the establishment uncomfortable. They don't want it to be a part of their society.
You're ridiculous,
But
dude.
we show them they can't ever get rid of it completely.
You're rubbing their faces in it then.
And in another way, it's kind of retro. Illnesses like that are what shape society. The Black Death made Europe what it is.
Gotta appreciate the classics.
For a lot of us, it's also about who's hardest. Posers go for little things like botulism or influenza. But you know someone's got real nose on them if they can stand a month with HIV.
I hope that we don't ever reach a point in the future where having diseases becomes a fad and a way of screaming against the man. Good grief. Okay. Your eye roll face there, buddy, I would be sending it right back. I gotta give Max a lot of credit here, because she's taking it all in stride, but, ugh. Although when he called her old, like, she does not look old, so what do you mean old, buddy? Anyhow.
So, what other diseases have you tried?
Loads of them. Parkinson's, syphilis, tuberculosis. Last month, it was Hansen's disease.
Wait, leprosy?
Yeah, if you're a Zift, Hansen's is the real one.
Sounds like quite a selection.
That's why I came to study in Newton. Eurofed's just starting to get into MD culture. Even talking about banning it. Newton's where
Good
it's
for
at
them.
for it. You guys are a lot cooler about what you let people do.
On an individual basis, certainly. That's pretty much the founding philosophy here.
Yeah, I guess if it's something you want to do to yourself, like, knock yourself out. Whatever. Okay, don't just ask him about that again,
I'd
though.
like to hear from you what happened.
Yeah.
So, we came in this afternoon for the late shift, right? I checked on the factoring line, and it turns out the specimens are nuked up.
In what sense?
They don't match the catalog anymore. Not that they're supposed to be. I figured Baxter nuked it up again, so I checked the feed.
That's when you found the body?
Yeah, but the Chico won't let me get a look. Told me to get back to work while she called Sal. Hey, can I get a look at the body with you?
No.
I'm afraid not. Official procedure.
Why do you want to go looking at a body?
Dr. Chikwa tells me that some of the specimens have been tampered.
Oh yeah, I found one of those.
Yeah?
Man, couldn't they have just killed the guy without messing up my work?
I need to find it. Which specimen was it?
Oh, a Corace Brasileiro. When I found it, I just thought Baxter was nuking it up again.
What did you do with it?
I just sent it back to the specimen lab. Should be there in the sample store.
Alright. I really do love the eye roll face, though. It's fantastic. Alright, you.
Hey, the pipes in the growth lab are leaking.
How'd that happen?
Okay, again? shape what starts yellow.
Oh, no, wait, I wanted to talk to you some more. Well.
I guess these pipes aren't broken.
So, what did we... Oh, yeah.
According to the labels, these shouldn't be handled without protective gear.
Fine, just... get one.
According to the...
Oh, come on. There's got to be a reason that we got him out of here. Oh, there's our body.
God. What a mess.
Yeah, it sure is. Alright, what do we got here?
It's a drone that runs back and forth on rails. Must be what they use to store and retrieve samples in here.
Okay. The rail drone is empty. No samples have been taken from storage. Alright.
It looks like it's controlling the sorting drones on the racks.
Ooh, okay. Xenosporins, Tizardi. Extremophile found on asteroids and comets. Tizardi grows dangerously quickly in our atmosphere. It's an eco-hazard. Oh, that's interesting. Lacks chlorophyll, genes controlling non-photosynthetic properties being tested in other specimens. Okay, so do we think any of these are what we need? This is one. Alright, so this is our Brasilia that he told us about.
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
Alright, so what do we still need? O and X, right? So, what do we got here? Well, there's an O. Okay, and here's an X, so let's try that. Huh? Unable to sample from seeds or growth matrices, please use active specimens.
Huh. It won't let me take a sample from this one. I guess it needs to have grown a bit first.
Oh, but I've got it. Alright, we're gonna have to grow it somewhere, I guess. Okay, and then, let's try out the O. I know there's a body right next to me and I'm ignoring it. We're gonna get to it. I don't like this as much, though, because it's got a B first. So, I think this is gonna be the wrong O, but we'll give it a shot.
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
Alright, let's have a look at this.
Update Central.
What is the situation, Dr. Lowe?
Well, we've got a
Dr.
gruesome
Baxter
body.
is certainly dead. He's been decapitated, and not cleanly either.
His head has been removed.
Yep.
More like destroyed. At a glance, this would be the most likely cause of death. Nothing unusual found on the body, Central. Estimation on time of death?
The climate control in the specimen lab is compromising your sensors. Ambient temperature is just above freezing. What is your estimation of the incident, Dr. Lowe?
Still investigating.
There's too much we can't say for sure. We don't know precisely when Baxter was murdered. We can't even be sure that this was the cause of death.
That is a fair assessment. A clearer picture will no doubt follow the autopsy.
Don't send in anyone yet. I still need to carry out a preliminary.
I understand. Continue your investigation of events surrounding the incident.
Thank you.
Understood. Lau out. I hope I can find something to get Regis off the hook.
Alright, well, let's head out of here. So then... Ooh, where do I put this growth matrix? There's nothing there to put it with. There's gotta be... Alright, let's go in here. Oh, the growth lab, yeah. Right? In the empty one.
Excuse me.
In this way, if I don't fix this, Dr. Cheap was gonna nuke me out.
Well, I had some other questions that I wanted to ask you. I didn't realize you were going to leave immediately to go fix the pipe. Okay. So, do I just use it, like, right here? Here?
There, I've planted the growth matrix. Let's hope I got Mom's green fingers.
Alright. Ooh, exponential growth danger of contamination. Alright. So, how long is it going to take?
I only just planted it.
I know! I'm feeling impatient. Alright, alright, alright. Let's go do something else. We'll come right back to it in a bit. Give it a minute. Let's decipher what we've got of the message, see how things are looking. Oh, oh. And I did that again.
I'm going to need to find...
Yeah. This is what I meant to do. Excellent.
It worked.
Nope.
Looks like Regis didn't hide.
According to this, he's been dead too. On his case. Good luck.
It sounded almost like he said something about he's been dead.
I'm going to need to find where he's hidden the rest of the message.
So I think that's him telling us that Baxter was dead before he got there. It remains to be seen. We've got 2 more samples to find. One of them is growing, and then we just need to track down our other O. So feeling pretty good about this. I am going to go ahead and wind the episode down here. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this. Come back, and next time, I think we're so close. Next time, I think we should be able to get the message from Regis and move on with things.